Eye to eye, we can't let go. I will try to take control. I'm sure you already know we can make it up the show. Easy boy, never be easy boy. Play it like a toy, play it like a toy. Just wanna enjoy it. Obligation, check your face out. You could be mine.
I just wanna see you so much more, baby. I just wanna feel you, give me nicely, be gently in your country. Passa, passa, baby, passa, passa. I wanna love you till I passa, passa. You're really special to me, and I'm very welcome, 'cause I wanna be your
Super complicated, got me feeling agitated. But for you, I'll try be patient. My Benzie, baby, secrets of the world today. Nothing seen us as a mighty. Eye to eye, we can't let go. I won't try to take control. I'm sure you already know we can make it up the show. Easy boy, never be easy boy. Play it like a toy, play it like a toy. Just wanna enjoy it. Obligation, check your face out. You could be mine.
I just wanna see you so much more, baby. I just wanna feel you, give me nicely, be gently in your country. Passa, passa, baby, passa, passa. I wanna love you till I passa, passa. You're really special to me, and I'm very welcome, 'cause I wanna be your
Obligation,
Black Fire Radio, media for the 21st century.
And wonderful good morning unto you, family. Karibuni sana to the Black Fire Radio Media for the 21st century. It is the 15th of November. I hope that this being the third week of November that you are feeling positive about this particular month and you are doing the best of your best. Karibuni sana. This is the Pan-African Bliss. I'm your host, Joby, and it is 34 minutes past 11 a.m. I don't know where you're listening to us from and where you are watching us from, but I want to appreciate you for joining us onto today's broadcast. And we are looking forward to interacting with you on Facebook, on Twitter, and also on Instagram. You can catch us on Facebook at the Black Fire Network Radio Station, on Twitter at the Black Fire Network. Use the hashtag Pan-African Bliss with Joby and hashtag Black Fire Network. And you can also interact with us on our Instagram page, that is at the Black Fire Network. You can also give us a call, +254 754-402-730. Karibuni sana. I don't know how you spent your weekend, but mine was amazing. As you get to interact with us on those social media handles, we are looking forward for you telling us how particularly did you get to spend your weekend. Mine was okay. I can't say much about it, just chilled. And yeah, you can tell us how did you get to spend your weekend. That is a complication ship by the one and only Tanasha Donna, coming all the way from the 254, and Bad Boy Teams coming all the way from Nigeria. And Tanasha has some rumors ongoing, which has so many Kenyans guessing. She has been, accused. Right? I don't want to say accused, but people are claiming that she is dating this upcoming Nigerian superstar who is Omale, and they were seen in a certain vacation that is in Mombasa. But I won't get personal onto her on our relationship. I'm so proud of her because during the weekend she did get to release some music which goes by the name. It is some Amapiano vibes, and I can see so many people trying to relate with the South African music. And I've seen most of the artists also trying to relate with these particular beats and coming up with their own content. So Tanasha Donna did get to release a certain jam called Mood. I'm looking forward to be playing that particular one for you. But for now, I want to give you some inspirational quotes as you get to tell us how you got to spend your weekend. That is particularly. And the quote of today, it says, "Where you are a year from now is a reflection of the choices you choose to make." Let me just get this particular one. Where you are a year from now is a reflection of the choices you choose to make right now. So if you are looking forward and maybe you had something you wanted to do before the end of this year, you have some days remaining, and make these particular days productive unto yourself. Do something positive out of yourself. And I keep on saying, time waits for no man. So use this time particularly very well and get to affirm and manifest everything that you ever wanted and work towards it as well, because I've seen some things that I've been going throughout the weekend. It is really sad when you did get to mention on Friday that the government has given the authorities the permission where if you are looking for a job as a youth person, you are given the opportunity to go seek for a job without you giving the documents, without you giving the PhD and the certificate that so many of us never had, and most of us, we felt like we were outcasted because you had to have higher education, you had to do this for you to get a job, because there's matters of corruption, there's matters of people being biased in offices, there's matter of tribalism, religion. But right now the government give you an authority. We just go need to give your skills, tell this is what you can do, pass the interview, and that is all. You don't even need the documents. But I was really hurt because during the weekend there is a concert that was ongoing in Nairobi at Ngong Racecourse, and that was due to the one and only artist who goes by the name Adenkule Gold, coming from Nigeria. And the whole program was good. I did get to see it from the screens and stuff, from the social media, how it went. People did turn up, and of course we also had Nyashinsky performing. We had Calligraph Jones. We had so many people who did their most, and Karun as well. But what was really hurting, and of course what is also really leaving so many Kenyans with questions, is the matter of security and insecurity. Let me just say insecurity when it comes to events. Last time I did get to mention some 2 weeks ago that event organizers were being pointed at, especially when it comes to the Kenyan artists, because it's like they don't recognize them anymore once an international artist, not artist. When an international artist comes into the 254. But remember, this is not international. I mean, yes, he might be known all over the world, but he's still an African person. So when he comes to Kenya, this is just like home, where you are being embraced by your own people. They are loving your music and stuff. But one thing that I did hate is the matter of young youths. When you organize an event, there is a way you have to buy tickets for you to get to this particular event. Eat food and enjoy the music. That is what it's all about, the events. But lately, the youths, despite what has really been reported on Friday, that you are given the opportunity to go look for jobs, the youths that didn't have the opportunity to buy tickets went ahead and they did some damages. I've heard right now that some people are reportedly to be in critical conditions. There were rape cases, there were theft cases, and so many things that were ongoing. But I hope that especially to the event organizer, and also to the I think also to the artists, even if you are an artist, or me personally being an artist, and I also did get to see this actually, it reflects back with with the issue that happened at Travis Scott's event. I mean, how is it that you are performing to us, but you're not sure if your fans are okay? You also need to ensure that people are okay. If you see a fight somewhere, you need to stop the whole concert and ensure the matter of security is also handled in a good way. That was what is really happening. But one of the friends that I know went ahead and said that a lot of conscience, I don't know what the term really means, but I'll be checking into that, as an influencer of matters of insecurities, however, will remain an issue. Yesterday, it was so good to many people, and the rape, it wasn't so good to many people, and the rape cases that were reported from Ngong Race Course really make me wonder what is happening on that area. There were live muggings going on, and assault cases, not mentioning thuggery cases. This is an issue and will boycott ongoing race course until it is sorted. Actually, I did get to see on the blogs, I was like, Gong Race Course will not be able to hold events for the longest time because of this and this. And I was like, why? I mean, so many people have seen so many artists coming forward whenever they're looking forward to hold an event. They always go to Ngong Race Course. But I was really shocked when I heard some people were really raped, others were stabbed using by some weapons, some knives, and others are in critical conditions, which is so sad. And I just want to urge the youth and also to the entertainment industry, when you're holding an event, you need to be strictly, you must be having it. It is either you hire some policemen to gather the whole thing, because there's no way I would have worked so hard to pay for the ticket where I know I'm going to have peace, enjoy my weekend with my friends, just enjoy the vibe of African music, than some other thugs who are also being given opportunities outside here. I'm sorry to say, but you're given an opportunity to go work, but you want to get things easily. They need to also, as event organizers, to come up with platforms or how they'll be able to ensure that people are safe, And if you enter into, or maybe if you are getting into the gate, you also need to be checked like thoroughly. Are you carrying any weapon, or do you have anything that is, that is harmful to other people in case of, anything happens? But I've heard of scandals that have been happening in events, so on. Personally, I'm not a fan of going to events. I'm really scared, not only for my life, but I'm just scared. I cannot with the crowd. I just can't. But I will get back onto the little bit of some music. Then we come back. When we come back, I'll be enlightening you more what has been happening throughout the weekend. And of course, I'll be letting you what is also happening right in the 254 in Liberia and also in South Africa, where we are speaking about the African talent being, the best. I'll be playing you some Gitumbaya. Yeah, that is one of the artists that we had right here on Friday, and I hope that you get to enjoy this particular jam from him. I don't know if we don't have any music from on this, but let me get to play you some amazing jam, and when we come back, I'll be telling you more what is really happening. Please keep your comments coming. How did you get to spend your weekend particularly, or how did you get to enjoy your weekend through our social media handles and also on Instagram? That is on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also give us a call, +254 754 402 730. This is Bad by the one and only Josephine, and I hope that you get to enjoy this particular one. And I'm sorry in case you're wondering where is my face. Our camera is really misbehaving, but I hope that you can hear me loud and clear. Sister Michelle, good morning unto you. I'll be getting back onto some music. Then when I come back, I'll be telling you more what is really happening right here in the 254.
Just a thing. Money more on class, money more class. I want money more rise. I want money more shabby. I want money more tatty. See, they never know me. Why so full of jealousy? Oh, I never know, say I am the sweetest thing in the world. I never know, say I am the sweetest thing in the world. Let me give you pleasure. You will love me, love it. You will love me, love it. Do me like you want now. Rub me like you want now. You will love me, love it. You will love me, love it. Na 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 na.
And a big shout out to Sister Michelle's son. Happy birthday to him. I wish him happy birthday right here from the Black Hot Fire Radio Media for the 21st century. I hope that he has the best of the best and he had the best. You're saying that celebrating my eldest son's birthday on Saturday, and that was a nice weekend. That is really amazing, man. A big shout out unto him, and I want to wish him happy belated birthday. Keep enjoying this particular music. And of course, also shout out to Big Cheese, Manze. I did get to see how Keith was the show or the Saturday show. I quite missed a lot of it, but I did get also to catch up. Big Cheese almost pranked, Keith, and he fell for it. He was almost getting angry, Manze. The show was really lit. Shout out to Keith and also to Big Cheese and to the rest of the family who are tuned in. That was really amazing topic. We get back into the music as we get to tell me how did you get to spend your weekend. Thank you, Sister Michelle, for sharing how you did get to spend your weekend. To the rest of the family, I'll be looking forward to that because as for me right here, I'm trying to discuss on the matter of how youths are being given opportunity to seek jobs, but all they do is go to, cause distraction to those who are trying to just enjoy their weekend right in the 254. And I'm just, hinting this particular point to the event organizer and also to the government, and also to the youth themselves. When you are like, you're looking forward to this artist coming to Kenya and you're like, I can't wait for him to come to Kenya. Then he comes, you're looking forward to having an amazing weekend, but you end up, causing some other people not to have the best of their best. I mean, we are all going through something, but you being a thief or trying to stab people, how do you even have the audacity? This reminds me of the same thing when where Keith was discussing about the topic of this 17-year-old kid, how he went, all this self-defense. That is not self-defense when you're going to harm people and you're calling that self-defense. That is not self-defense. But let's get back to some music. When I come back, I'll be telling you more on what is happening right here in the 254. Also when it comes to matters of insecurity and how the government is handling these issues, because I think it quite needs some serious skin when it comes especially to the events, because we cannot stand youths losing their lives because of lack of insecurity, especially with the event organizers. This is Bad by the one and only Josephine. Keep enjoying this particular
I'm the champion. Want it, tell me, mom. I'm the lucky girl. I'm the champion. Want it, tell me, mom. Want my daddy, mom. Want it, tell me, 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 mom. Treat me like treasure. Let me give you pleasure. You be love me, love it. You be love me, love it. Do me like you wanna. Rub me like you wanna. You be love me, love it. You be love me, love it. I'm a lucky girl. I'm a champion. Want it, tell me, mom. I'm a lucky girl. I'm a champion. Want it, tell me, mom.
This is Black Fire Radio, media for the 21st century.
And we are back with that amazing jam that is done by the one and only Josephine, coming from Nigeria to right here, playing on the Black Fire Radio media for the 21st century. This is the Pan African Bliss. My name is Joby, and of course, once again, I'm sorry if you are wondering what is up with the camera. The camera today is a bit, misbehaving, but I hope that you can hear me loud and clear, and you are enjoying this vibe that I'm serving you right here on the Pan African Bliss. My name is Joby. In case you're joining us for the first time, Asante Sana, you can interact with us on our social media handles. I said we are on Facebook at the Black Fire Network Radio Station, on Twitter, and as well also on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter at the Pan. You can use the hashtag Pan African Bliss Joby and hashtag Black Fire Network. It is 11 minutes to 12 p.m. right here in the 254. I don't know about your sister Michelle and the rest of the family who are listening to us. What is the time over there? I'll be looking forward to see what is the time over there. But before that, I said once again, shout out to Big Cheese Manze. He made a very big prank on Keith, and I was looking at Keith's face, and he was like, almost like gassing out and so on. But that was an amazing show that your family had to, you did have on Saturday, and I hope that you did get to learn one or two things. And that reminds me of the same matter where I'm trying to relate with the issue that is happening right here in Kenya, where a 17-year-old guy, he was using gun as a self-defense. But that was just it is just, I don't know, I don't even know how to say or rather talk about it. But of course he is a white person, and if it was a black person, he shot a black person. If it was a black person who shot a white person 9 times, definitely right now he'll be rotting in jail. But because there's a 17-year-old, they're like, he's a minor, or that was self-defense, the case is just gonna on, and that is how it's going to flip. And the same issue, I'm not trying to relate thuggy issues or other thuggery movements on how it happens in US right here in Africa. In Africa, I'm just quite disappointed because on Friday I did get to mention on how youths are being given the opportunity. You need to go seek for a job, because I've seen some people, whenever you come across the media, like, nataka gavai tusaidia on the government to help us, watupatie kazi, this and this and this. But when you're given the opportunity, you don't use the opportunity well. Instead, you are even getting worse than what you even expected. I did get to mention on the event that went down on Saturday, done by the one Adenkule Gold. He's a Nigerian artist, and I'll be sharing some pics of him. It is reported that he is also a husband to Simi. I'm not sure about that, but I'll be sharing you once I have the full information. The event went down on Saturday at Ngong Racecourse, but the issue is, and one of the trending issues, is that most of the people were robbed, young girls were raped, and most of them are in hospital right now. Most of the people were even stabbed, so bad. And they are saying that they went around, most of the people were running for their lives. And I did get to see one of the comments where actually this came from one of the event organizers that I know, and he has the best security. And one of the fans of his said that I really love the event. Raja is also an artist from Nigeria, and this was done by this particular friend that I know, and he also organizes security. When it comes to event organization, rather organizing an event, one thing that I think people do not really know, it is that this is not it's not an easy task. You are all over. You must ensure that the artist is okay, or all the artists in general, even the Kenyan artists will be performing that particular day. You must also ensure that the fans are in at time. You must ensure that everyone has a ticket. You must ensure the matters of securities are okay. And this is why I'm saying that they should also, when it comes to events, especially like such a big event, because this was a really large crowd, which really did get to turn up in this particular event. I'll be sharing a little bit of the video on what really went down as I get to tell you, what is really ongoing. The people really turned out, but the disappointment is that, the security was really, really poor. But I hope that we're going to get clarity before that. And for now, I want to go to the matters of Kenya, right here in Kenya. We did get to see for the last 3 weeks, actually, let me say a month. It has been a month where schools are being banned in day, in out. And we did get also to mention some issues why some students do go ahead and ban these schools. But right now it has become a crisis. And I don't know how many of you do remember on Friday when I was asking, why is it that it has always to be at this particular time, like, at the end of the year, you find that so many crises are happening, so many accidents are happening? Is that how the universe really works, or is it that we really want, for the world to work like that? Because I really don't really understand. You find like in a time from November to December, a lot of things do get to happen. People are losing their lives. There's a lot of crisis. There's some accidents. There's some school being burnt. I do not really understand how, because personally, and I was really shocked when Spikes and Kate were telling me they also did get to face the same issue as for me. I never. Our school was just one of the strictest, but right now I go straight to a certain school, one of the school popular schools right in the 254, which is the Kakamega High School, and the parents were told that when every student come back to school, they need to go back with some amount of money. But in total, each and every student, when they come with this amount of money, it's supposed to be 21.6 million fine for fire damages. And the parents went ahead and said, this is pressure. And when I saw this matter, I was like, how is it that a parent can pay some millions of money, or maybe 1 million each? If it is every student to come with 1 million, maybe 500 million or half a million, then there's a lot of money, because you find that maybe even this student has not even cleared the fee. That is one. And you find that most of the students were not even included in this issue. And you wonder how, if I personally, as a parent, I do not even have a land to settle on, or rather, I'm still paying rent. I do not even have a stable business or a stable job. How is it that I'm supposed to cover damages that have happened? And how sure am I that my student or my kid did get to conduct this issue? So the parents went ahead and say that this is so much pressure. They're saying that the Kakamega High School parents have opposed the exorbitant fine imposed on them following the inferno that was sold to dorms or raised down. And the school management assessed the damages and settled on 21.6 billion as the amount needed to cover them. And the parents said that they already they are already grappling for fees errors. So how is it that they can also be able to cover these damages, and how sure are they that their children were also involved in this particular matter? I think there is also a lot of pressure for me, and it is the responsibility. I'm really sorry to say, but there's no way we can be having leaders, especially for Uhuru. Let me just go straight to the point. We have Uhuru, whom he was in the UK the other time, and when he came back, although when he was there, he said that he's trying to get some loan to cover up to better off the education. And I'm quite certain there is a lot of money, like millions of money, thousands of money. How is it that he is not able, if his purpose is really clearly to improve the education system, or to find way out to settle these damages? How is it that parents have to pay for all this? If personally, as I said, I do not even have a land to settle on, my kids' school fees is not even cleared. I also have to pay rent. I have bills to run. I also have bills to run on where my business is, or even my business is not even giving me a special income, or maybe a good income. How is it that I'm supposed to settle all this debt? But that is what is really happening. I'll be updating you more throughout this week what will be happening. But I do agree with the parents, as for me, that they should not be able to cover for this, because it is just two dormitories that were burnt down. Two dormitories, and two cannot cost 21.6 million. Teachers are greedy. One, they are also not getting enough pay in this system of the government. You've seen teachers striking. The other day, they get to see lecturers striking, and after them striking, the government went ahead and sent some police to go and throw some tear gas on them. And you can quite see how we have a poor nation. Like, we have a poor leadership, we have a poor organization when it comes to matters of handling issue. Because if it was for me, and I keep on saying this, go settle down the people, no matter how angry they are. You as a human, you should have a way or a code on how you should approach people in a nice way. Settle them down, ask them what is wrong, how do you want us to improve this and this. But the government is always ahead to throw in tear gas, and which makes citizens more and even more angry. But I don't know what to think about this particular one. Do you think parents should cover for these damages? As for Sister Michelle, and for those who are right here with us on the broadcast today, how do you think they should be able to cover these damages? Do you think the parents are responsible, or do you think this is the government's responsibility? As for me, I say it is the government's responsibilities, but I don't know about you. You can tell me about that particular one. I'm trying to look for the video. Adenkule. Yeah, Ading Cooley. I'm trying to look for the video on how it went, on Saturday performance in Kenya. Let me just check this one. People did get to turn up so well, but I was really disappointed on how everything really went down. So let me okay. I can see even some people are really, Kenyans did have their best, but it is quite sad when you get to see that, people have lost their lives just because of trying to go and have fun in this particular event. But let me share this screen, then we get back onto music some a little bit. Then I'll be telling you more of what is really happening.
Hi, Joe. Hi. He's a project manager. A great one, I might add.
Let me share my screen. So this is one of the biggest entertainment, or rather, funny comedian right here in the 254. But he was not even given the access to enter in this particular, event. And this is when I was saying that it is high time, we as Africans, we love each other. Let us support each other. I mean, what will it cost you for you to just give exposure to a funny comedian or whatever he's trying to clout on, just showing off, showing him off to the world, just showing off that, it is like appreciating your people, because they are also part of this, part of this industry, part of encouraging the young youth that, the entertainment industry pays, rather, this doing this really pays, and this really pays. I was really disappointed, because the event organizers, still, you can see the bouncers. This is one of the bouncers, and they are waiting for the time they're going to throw him out. I do not really know what is up with Kenyans, let me just move from that part, because this is just them trying to negotiate. And that is what was really happening right there. Kenyans are really, I cannot say Kenyans, but Africa at large, they are great when it comes to turning up. That was really happening. Sister Michelle, you're saying that it is, I bet it is almost, fall, because from the time you commented on this particular one, I did not get to read it. It is 3:49 a.m. right there. I bet it is 4 a.m. It is quite early, but I appreciate you for joining us onto the broadcast today. Let us go back onto some music, and let me see if I have a Den Cooley's song right here, and I'll be playing you more of his amazing jam as we get to move on onto the topics that I have for you today. But I do not have any. But let me get anything that I can play. Let me play some Calligraph Jones or some Nyashinsky, and I'll be telling you what's up right here on the Black Opera Radio Media for the 21st century. This is Ghost by the one and only Nyashinsky, one of the artists that did get a chance to cut and raise. They say that he said sometime back that he cannot cut and raise for a Nigerian artist, but eventually he did. This is one of the artists in Kenya. I can say, I don't want to say he is boasty, but he knows the brand he belongs in. If you're not paying him enough money because he has really invested in his music, he's not going to turn up, and that is what is up. This goes by the one and only Nyashinsky. Keep enjoying this one as I get back and to telling you what is happening. Still right in the 254 in Liberia, and you know what's up.
Penye nia panafaa kuwa na njia, hapa iko nia but manjia zimefungwa na curfew, na by the time join atokea 2 billion imeshapotea, watu wako hopeless, bila ID tuko jobless. Mtoto ni mzazi atalea, ama msanii ndo ataambiwa lazima akasafishe content. 2022 hatutaki tricks na ugali wanabonda, tunataka peace. Gang signs za mayolo na tupapa east, lifestyle hataki corona ka Japanese. Unaenda love na peace, mindset ni shallow, success iko na keys. Mimi kuna pressure, mami kuna needs, kwenu kuna nyesha, kwetu kuna trees. Shit shani do or die. Irap na inafungwa milango, itafungwa salamu, iko so close neza ionja. Na hiyo test ni familia, come chonga and shack shot, ina kiss but me alive. Najichocha, jana jua size ile inanitosha, mkopa na kungoja, nikape flow kocha. Mengia hii mwaka na goals, squeezy strike na dose, mini sniper na flows, mini style na mapose, mini my customer. I'm trying to stack your brain, I need a slice of that loaf, but it's slightly my toast, keep it slightly go broke. Jiji imejaa mapinji, basi lazima ukwe pinji don't make it. Na nimekam kuimprove, ngoja ucheki, bado na improve. Ni vile tu leo mnajifanya ni kama ni jui, kesho mtani tafuta kapi tu. Uko mtani si hapo kazi tu, ini uko flani iko na kali tu. Kata kwa nacha kurap, jota kwa mali na try bado kununua Bentley kwa show na cha watu wa club. After ngomali na relax hizi set nusu kilo kwa dash, hiyo nusu ingine ni taxi 50%. Nikuja nikashika bag bila kujiti ama mbegu, hiyo ingine nikeka kwa benki. Kiu ya mashida iko na watu wengi, kiu ya kushinda nikaya kudenki. Kwina napiga na sura kwa intenki, shimwa kasima wakudada deki. Mina wakipa na kufana beki, nina uhakika nitashika senti. Nani anasema siwezi, na feel kao gadama Messi. Nimeingia hii mwaka na go. Yeah. Mengia mwaka na goals, squeezy skank na dose, mini sniper na flows, mini style na mapose, mini my customer. I try to stack your bread, need a slice of that loaf, but it's slightly my toast, keep it slightly go broke. I keep my eyes open, never let the other side know.
Yes, and you know what's up? That is Yashinsky playing right here on the Black Fire Radio Media for the 21st century. That is goals. And if you had goals on this particular year, I hope that you are fulfilling them, because we are counting days and to saying bye-bye to 2021. I know it has been an hectic year to some of us because of the pandemic, and economics have been affected. So many people have been affected to going back to the normal. Right in the 254, we did get to mention some time back. Actually, it is a month back that the curfew did get to be uplifted. And of course, I know people are trying to track back to the normal that we did get to live in 2019, because do remember that this pandemic came about in 2020 right here in the 254. It is 6 minutes past 12 p.m. right here in the 254. I'm looking forward for you telling me what is the time over there and how did you get to spend your weekend, as I get to move on with the topic of the day. And before I do that, I don't know how many of you do get to know Miguna. I don't know which. Let me just get to check this particular one before I get to share the details. I don't want to share something that I'm not really sure about. But Miguna was deported from Kenya some time back because he refused that he is not a Kenyan but a Canadian. But right now he is looking forward to come back to his country, and they are saying that Kenyans go gaga over Miguna's cute daughters. Actually, I was surprised that he really has cute daughters, but he's set to come to Kenya. And so far he is in Germany. That is where the last time during the weekend I did get to check that he had landed, for him to look forward to coming back to Kenya. But I do not know if Kenyans or the government of Kenya is ready to take him back and him accepting his citizen as a Kenyan, and they're not changing that anymore. He's looking forward to come back to Kenya, and we're gonna know what's up. I'll be updating you during this particular week as we see what is really happening right there. And some other positive news that I also have for you is about the Amapiano. artist who goes by the name Shasha. And Shasha is she has a voice, and they're saying that her voice has graced some of the biggest piano hits. And I'm talking about hypotonic and moody tracks like Woza and Tender Love. And she has a voice to melt the hardest heart. And I read one of the fan posts that went like this: Sasha can literally cry, and she can literally cry and sing at the same time, and it will sound beautiful. And she also had an amazing stroke of luck in being introduced to the cream de la cream South African DJ Maforisa, and that is one of the biggest I know from South Africa. And he also is an artist of the piano, and I've seen him uplifting so many young youths. And Sasha has relocated from a native Zimbabwe to Johannesburg in order to progress her music career. Back to Zimbabwe. And you remember, I don't know how many of you do remember us talking about how many Zimbabwean, and of course, you did also get to communicate with Tsepo when he was telling us that so many Zimbabwean citizens are in South Africa, but they are afraid to go back there because, one, I think there's lack of opportunity. The same thing that is happening across the African countries where young youths are not being given opportunities, and also where parents are also strictly forcing you to do what you don't really want to do. I've seen right here the same issue where a friend of ours, she was forced. She had a career that she was doing. She was just following her passion and her dreams, but due to parents also enforcing young youths into getting into some things that they do not want, it's still back that this is the same case that you can see many young youths going back to crime, like the event, rather what really happened on Saturday, because you're trying so hard to fit in a situation, your parents are not supportive enough, so all you think of, because they think that I'm not good enough, I'm gonna make my life so easy, and you think you're gonna make it through doing crime. But Sasha, they're saying that she's very talented, and they are also saying that Sasha had relocated from native Zimbabwe and to Johannesburg in order to progress her music career, much against her parents' wishes. And she was being driven around by a town taxi driver who literally put two and two together. He asked her why she was always out so late, and she told him she was a singer. And he asked her if she liked to meet another of his customers, DJ Maforisa. And he was like, I was like, wait, the DJ Maforisa, and that is what went on. She has been given opportunity, and of course she's looking forward to winning the BET Awards this particular year. And one of the people that have also won the BET Awards due to Amapiano is Focalista, and I'll be playing you some of his music right here before we end the broadcast. But moving on to other matters, it is that 2 Ugandan soldiers have been sentenced to death in Somali. But the same issue where we have racists, we have hatred among African people. We do not support each other. Why is it that we hate each other so much? Why is it that we cannot be able to come up together and solve issues together? I mean, Somali is an African country. Uganda is an African country. Despite these people doing wrong, I'm quite certain, and if you guys can relate to the same issue that I was talking about some time back right here, whereby this young girl who was 21 years old of age was killed by 2 British Army men, and they went scot-free for 9 years, just only for the parents to insist that they really wanted the case, they really wanted justice. After 9 years, that is when justice is really trying to be found. But with the help of the UK government, one, how sure are we they're not going to erase the evidence? How sure are we that this case is going to, be on the daughter's side, rather on this girl's side, on the Kenyan side? Because at the end of the day, we need to fight for our lives. And I remember I was talking to Keith about that particular one. How we Africans, we need to stand up for ourselves and defend our people. Right now, they are saying that 5 Ugandan soldiers serving with African Union troops in Somali have been found guilty of killing 7 civilians there in August. And they're saying that 2 of the soldiers have been sentenced to death, while 3 others have been given 39-year prison sentence. And the 3 will be repatriated to Uganda to serve their sentence there. And the civilians were unlawfully killed during the gun battle in Golweni between troops and Al-Shabaab militants. That is what the UA are saying. But they are saying that it has been fighting the Al-Shabaab Islamists who retain a stronghold on parts of the country. Almost a third of AMISOM 20,000 troops are from Uganda, making it the biggest national contingent. Saturday's court marital ruling by Uganda comes a month after the AU announced it waited to expand its military operation in Somali and pending approval from the UN and the Somali government. But for me, okay, if they did get to do some killing, of course, you're supposed to face charges. That is when we were talking about capital punishment. If you if you have done a mistake, I believe this is how you're supposed to face charges. But again, we go back to this same issue, the same matter. If it was the Britain or the European army, or maybe some French army that was right here in Somalia, I don't think they would have been given the same punishment. I mean, they're considerable. I don't know about this particular one, but family, you can tell me what you think about this particular. Do you think that they should be given, and how sure are they? Because they have not maybe done enough investigation. They might just be accused, or maybe they might be not fitting in the situation. Because Africans, we have been made, and I was talking about this on Friday, where we Africans, we have also been given indoctrination, where we also indoctrinate others. We make others feel like they're not fitting enough, they're not good enough. You want to hate on each other, support each other. I don't know about you, but you can tell me, what do you think about this particular matter? Do you think these 2 Ugandans and the 5 Ugandan men should be punished because of yes, they did get to do a shooting, but do you think this is how they should be, punished? Do you think they should be given a capital punishment, or just be let to go scot-free? Because I'm trying to relate to, if it was the British Army right in the 2-5, in Somali, it will not have ended the same way. They would have been let to go scot-free, because remember also this army is also being controlled by these particular puppets. But that is what is really happening in Somali. Going back to South Africa, before I take a short musical break, this goes to the matter I was discussing on Friday about the South Africans, FW Franklin. I don't know if it is Franklin, I'm not sure, but I was reading his name on Friday. FW de Klerk to be cremated in the private funeral. And of course, we did get to see on Friday that the South Africans went on strike and said that they do not want this man to be buried in their country, because he was a killer and he was a manipulator, he was corrupt, and he was all sorts of things that South Africans had to go through. That they have said that the South African FW de Klerk is going to be cremated in a private funeral. And they're saying that the South African last white president, FW de Klerk, who died at 85 last week, will be cremated. I don't know if I'm saying the correct word. Kindly correct me. Cremated in a private ceremony on Sunday, according to his foundation. And they are saying that the FW Klerk Foundation wishes to announce that the Klerk's cremation and funeral will take place on Sunday, on Sunday, the 21st of November, and it will be a private ceremony for his family members and will not be open to media. I don't know what they're really hiding, but I believe that the South Africans' opinions should have been considered. So President Ramaphosa is also at fault, because this is when I was saying, even with the strike that keep on happening in each and every African countries, the leaders are always on the go, like, sending the policemen to go do this, attack these people, throw some tear gas over there, but you're never in a position to calm the situation down as a human being and get to understand, why is it that these people are here? How can I solve this issue? Even if you are to do it in a way that the citizens would not know, because most of them are hurt. Do you remember this man did get to kill innocent children? He was manipulated, as I said, he was corrupt and all sorts of things. But I hope that whatever will go on will not, make South Africa lack peace, or maybe end up to people fighting, or rather causing conflict, just for them, for their justice to be had. But that is what is really happening in South Africa. I'll be taking a short musical break, playing you some Amapiano, because that is one of the most banging, jumps right here in the 254, and of course across the African countries. This is Pesitau, and this is done by the one and only Common Fella, one of my favorites, right here in the Black Hot Fire Network Media for the 21st century. Show me a number, biggie, biggie.
Show me your number. Yeah. Ngavula ngavala ngomshaka stress. Place it down, man of the man. Tiki, show me your number. Picky. Ngavula ngavala ngomshaka stress. Place it down, man of the man. Tiki, show me your number. Picky. Ngavula ngavala ngomshaka stress. Place it down, man of the man. Tiki, show me your number. Picky. Ngavula ngavala ngomshaka stress. Place it down, man of the man. Tiki, show me your number. Picky. Come on, man. I'm gonna get the Bugatti. Feel like I 16. I get to put up a style. The best style. The best is of Villa. Just in number 29. Come on, man. I'm gonna get the Bugatti. Feel like I 16. I get to put up a style. The best style. The best is of Villa.
And that is Come On Fella, playing right here on the Black Fire Radio Media for the 21st century. That is Spacey Tao. She is really talented, and she also has a new album which goes by the name Dubai. You can check that particular maybe on Spotify and get to support the African talent and the young African youth. I was saying the other day, I was telling Kate the other day, I'm so proud of this generation. As much as they say that this is the cast generation, I do not understand how, but this generation is in the moment of waking up. As African people, we are in the stage, because I'm proud of me, I'm proud of Spikes, I'm proud of Kate, because if we only have the power, if we stand in somewhere and we get to give people, the everything, Africans waking up rather than facing the truth is quite hard. But I believe if you are like 1,000, like the same way Keith always say, if you are 1,000 Jobies or 1,000 Kates and 1,000 Spikes, I believe we'll be able to spread the message outside here, and we'll be able to help the young youths who are still in the trap of, rather who are trapped in these particular matters that have been ongoing, and the indoctrination, the lies that we have been fed, us growing up. But you can support the African talent. You can check her music that is on Spotify and get to enjoy what she is all about. Moving on to the matters of the day, I wanted to discuss about Liberia, and this is concerning them. Gadhafi'S. Hey, Jesus Christ! That is Gadhafi's son, and he is set to run for presidency. And they are saying that the son and one-time heir apparent to late Libyan dictator Muammar. I don't know why my pronunciation is so poor, but they're saying that the son and one-time heir apparent of late Liberian dictator Muammar Gadhafi on Sunday announced his candidacy for the country's presidential election next month, and the Libya's election agency had reported that particular matter. They're saying that Gadhafi's son was captured by fighters late in 2011, the year when a popular uprising fell his father after more than 40 years in power. Muammar Gadhafi was late killed amid and ensuing fighting that would turn into a civil war. Clad in a traditional Libyan robe, turban and spectacles, Self in a video released by the elections office where he registers, and they're saying that Self al-Islam were released in June 2017 after more than 5 years of detention in July. And what else are they saying? That the long-awaited vote still faces challenges, including unresolved issues over election laws and occasional infighting among armed groups. And other obstacles include the deep rift that remains between the country's east and west, split for years by the war, and the presence of thousands and foreign fighters and troops. But my question is, as we go, come closer to winding up, I was asking, how sure are we or rather, do you think that Gaddafi's son is going to make a change in Africa? Because we know Gaddafi's aim was to change the African currency. He wanted Africans to come together, be able to solve their own issues together. If I'm not really wrong, but let me get to check this particular one before I give the wrong details, because I would really feel so ashamed if I'm giving the wrong details. But you can tell me, family, do you think that Gaddafi's son is going to continue with his father's legacy of where he needs to unite the African people together? Because that is what is really, according to what I've learned so far, that was his aim. Do you think he is going to, make a change in Africa? You can interact with us on Facebook, on Twitter, and also on Instagram. But let me just get to share this. What was Gaddafi's aim in Africa? Because I don't want to give any wrong details. So let me see if they are going to give any. All right, this is what it is. Okay, let's see this one.
In the early years when Gaddafi came to power, he was mostly involved in the Middle East. Over the course of years, his attention changed towards Africa.
Gaddafi uses the African continent to raise his international PR campaign, and he has built up a sophisticated network with other African countries. Most of these relations are built on commercial or political interests and are limited to the Sahel region. The Sahel region is just south of Libya. It stretches from the Atlantic Ocean to the Red Sea. In terms of commercial relations, Libya has pushed its reach all the way to the southern tip of the continent. Most of the commercial relations are in the form of capital investment by a Libyan investment agency called the Libyan Arab African Investment Company. This agency has some stakes in prominent corporations and companies in Africa, but the stakes are relatively small on the global scale, ranging from $10 million to $200 million. In terms of political relations, Gaddafi was involved in mediating in disputes in some African countries. For example, Libya has been involved as a mediator in Mali to resolve the conflict between the government and rebels in the north. This conflict could very well flare up again without Libyan intervention. In Liberia, Niger, Chad, and Central African Republic, Libya has provided millions of dollars in investment projects to help keep these governments stable. These countries could become fragile without this capital investment. Then there is the African Union peacekeeping missions. Libya supplies 15% of the African Union membership dues, and it also pays the dues of many smaller and poorer African nations. So without this financial support, the African Union peacekeeping missions in Sudan, Ethiopia, Somalia could be severely weakened. Once this happens, it could very well destabilize these countries. So Libya does have a certain degree of influence on some African countries. It's not a dominant influence, but the absence of Libyan involvement can have some consequences. This was a Caspian report by me, Shirvan. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And that is what is really happening. But let me now tell you something. When we talk about the system indoctrinating our minds, or rather us growing up in lies and all sorts of things. One of the things that I said that I've learned about Gaddafi is that Muammar Gaddafi is that he wanted African nations to come up together, and if African people could trade amongst each other, if I'm not wrong. Kindly, if I'm wrong, correct me. But the fiction that me as a young kid I grew up with was Gaddafi was he was a gangster. He was a bad person across the other African countries. He was dangerous, and he was like an Al-Shabaab. That is what I can really say. We never got the part where that he really wanted the African nations to come up together and maybe solve 1, 2, 3 kind of issues together. And this is why he was killed, because that was his movement. But my question is, as we come to the end of the broadcast of the day, do you think Gaddafi's son is going to make a change? One, no, because That is my opinion. One, no, because one, if he gets into presidency, and of course, if he wins, he is going to be the control. They're going to control him, as we see. You might, and I've said this also some time back. We have people who have good intentions. Rather, you coming in as a president who has good intentions, but you're going to get some threats. It's either you do this or we kill you, like we did to your dad. It's either you come up with us and talk to us and let us do this, then this and this. Let us make a trade amongst each other as the Europeans and the African country, or this and this, or we kill you. So he's going to get some threats, definitely. Do remember he was arrested in 2007, if I'm not really wrong. I don't know, but I remember Spike's telling me he was arrested and he was released. Due to some things he did get to do with his father. So one, for me, I don't think is going to make a change in Africa, because one is going to be under control. Two, he might get some threats, and three, and three is that we've seen how these puppets work. We've seen, like in Zambia. Let me step to Zambia, where they did have election. I was saying that this president, what is his name? I don't know, I'm forgetting his name, but the Zambian president, we thought I was going to make a change, but right now you can see he's trying to get some loans, rather to get to talk to the UN, or rather some African Union that we know definitely does not work under the African nations. It's only for them to benefit under the African continent. It's like you coming up together. I know you have a good deal in your country, so I'm going to come up with an organization acting up like I help these African countries, but I do not really do. My aim is to benefit out of these African countries as much as we do not bring any help in it. But I can see Keith is joining us as we are winding up. Good morning, Keith.
Oh shit! I'm too late then.
Yeah, you are. How are you?
Sleepy.
Good morning. What is the time over there?
3 something in the morning.
Quite early. It's quite early. But I was just asking up as I get to wind up. I was asking about the issue that is going right now in Liberia, and the son of Gaddafi.
He's asking about Gadhafi's son. Is he gonna be able to change anything? No. The Rothschilds got control of the country when they killed his daddy 10 years ago. And the answer is no. They got no control of anything. They was able to go in like they wanted to. They finally got their banking in there. For all that time, Gaddafi never had their banking. That's why that's why their currency was never below America or Europe. It was $1 American to every Libyan dollar. And then he wanted to tell the Europeans, no, we're not going to accept no more of your fake money. You're going to have to give us real tangibles, real currency, which is gold and diamonds, which Europe doesn't have. Europe said, we don't got none of that. We got to kill his ass. So that's why they put puppet ass Obama in there. Obama went in and started killing the man, bombed the country. Obama puppet ass. Said, listen, nigga, time to go over there and kill this other nigga. Go ahead.
I was correct. And I was asking the family, do they think that he's going to make a change? And I was like, also no, because one is going to be given threats. And I do remember he was arrested. There's a reason why they have released him.
It doesn't make a difference. He doesn't have control. It doesn't make a difference. He doesn't control the country now in the hands of the Rothschild. Whoever becomes the president, whatever in Libya is now a puppet. Doesn't make a difference. The Rothschilds now got their banking system in there. Doesn't make a difference. You don't have control of the country. They've already controlled the country now, because unless your whole system is based on there. So already your currency is going to be devalued. Like Kenya. Kenya don't own that bank. The Rothschilds own it. Now, the Nigerians don't own that bank. The Rothschilds own it. South Africa own that bank. The Rothschilds own it. So their system, I think it was only a few countries where they didn't have it. Where they went after was Syria. Well, we went into Syria, went to Afghanistan. All these wars to make sure everybody's got the Rothschilds banking system, so they control the world. Rothschilds and Rockefellers to make sure they got that bank in there, so they control everything. And so I
was correct. I was really correct, and I can say I'm getting it.
Libya, and then Libya did the ultimate sin. Africa's the cash cow. He said he's going to unite, even though he's a no good, dirty ass Arab, and I don't trust their ass. But he was talking about, okay, he apologized for everything. The Arabs, the Arabs ain't shit, and the shit they've done to African people. He told you he was honest. He tried to say these are original African lands. He was trying to. I gave him credit because he's at least making the dumbass African up. He said, "Yeah, we know these are African lands that we invaded. We stole these lands. I apologize for the Arabs for stealing the land. The white Arabs for stealing this land. But let's try to come together and tell the Europeans that we only want hard currency. We don't want no more paper." And so none of the African leaders were going to back him. But they were already puppets. They were scared because they knew they were going to get murdered. They weren't going to back him. They weren't going to say, okay. So, but some of them, like, that's a good idea. Yeah, it's a good idea. Everybody knows Africa unites. Africa's the richest place on the planet. If Africans stop being cowards, stand up and unite instantly, everybody's out of poverty. Nobody's in poverty. Stop the tribalism. Stop being cowards and afraid and always believing in dumb shit. Africa's a sleeping giant. No place has everything but Africa.
I totally agree with you, but I was just winding up, and I'm glad that you have also concluded the same matter the same way that I wanted to conclude it. I hope that you're going to join us also on the Rhythm Scoop Show, and you're going to join Kate on the African Diary as well.
I'll see if I can if I stay up enough. If I can stay up. Much love, Michelle. Glad to see you, sister. You up early. Weren't you on the show last night when I did the show last night? Jesus Christ. You up.
But much love, family. Hope to see you also on the Rhythm Scoop Show. I want to appreciate everyone who has been with me on this broadcast, and to those who are listening. And I hope that you have learned a thing or two. Thank you, Kid, for giving us this broadcast. Have an amazing night. It is quite early, though.
That's right. I'm going back to sleep. Much love. Bye.
Much love.